So, we're live once again, and I'm starting up everything, so let's get the intro going, shall we? So, yesterday was pretty interesting. WWE. My phone just went off. WWE was in the Show Me State, Enterprise Stadium, and kind of wish I got tickets to go see it. I'm just kidding. Nah. I'm glad I did not get to see it live. I never got to see a WWE show live, and the way things are going, it's kind of a waste of money to go see it. They didn't sell it out a whole lot in Enterprise Stadium, even though they said they did, but they gave away tickets. So, I tell you one thing. WWE has become a really bad shit show. And I know there's going to be some people who are going to be defensive of it. Like, how can you say that? WWE's been around for years. They know what they're doing. They're ahead of the curve. But it's like, you look at it, it's the same repetitive shit that gets put out there. There's nothing really entertaining about it. And I talked about WWE. I talked about how the Hell in a Cell, backlash by fans. How they took an interesting character like The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and just splat all over it like it's nothing. The thing that aggravates me with programs, it even goes into comic books as well. Like, if you buy a good comic book and you're invested in it, you're putting everything into it yourself, putting money into it, investing your time and everything into it, and all of a sudden becomes, garbage or bad, you're going to get frustrated, you're going to get angry, you're going to be aggravated. You're like, why am I putting my money and time into this? And these publishers and creators and writers and artists don't care how I feel. You're going to get aggravated. You're going to get annoyed. You're going to, quit reading. And I'm not saying that people, I'm saying the people who are frustrated with WWE. I'm one of them. I just checked out. I was like, I'm done. You have the right to voice your opinion. And the thing about it is, I know I'm on a rant about WWE before the show and stuff. And we're going to talk about stuff. I'm going to talk about this new cell phone thing I bought, which I really like, by the way, which I have right in front of me. I'm going to give my review and what I think of it later on the show, but right now, WWE is on my target. To the fans who are frustrated, who are aggravated, who are annoyed by it, I'm with you. I'm with you 110%. It's time to pull the plug on WWE. It's just, you put in everything you can into this. There's alternatives to WWE. There's Shakara Wrestling, which is interesting. I checked it out, and it's more like a comic book wrestling show than anything. It's people in masks and oh, sorry, I just heard something. I was like, it's a TV. You put in, it's a really good wrestling show, by the way, and I highly recommend checking it out. Today's been kind of weird. In fact, the whole weekend was kind of weird. A woman tried entering my house when I was home, which was really fucked up. Then, weird fan encounter, which kind of made me laugh. But anyway, there's New Japan Pro Wrestling, there's Ring of Honor, there's AEW, which is fantastic, which I really I enjoy watching AEW. I think it's by far, in my opinion, the best wrestling program in a long time. NWA, same way. I think NWA is a great wrestling show. I like Jim Cornette, but sometimes he could be a real annoying person, but yeah, he's Jim Cornette. So, anyway, one thing that bugged me with WWE, I gotta air this one out, is they take someone like Chad Gable, who I'm sure a lot of people don't know who the hell is Chad Gable. He's a good wrestler. He's such a great talented wrestler. He reminded me of Kurt Angle. And Kurt Angle is one of my favorites. And they take this talented guy, this guy who has a lot of talent, a lot of skills, because he's done wrestling. He's done, wrestling like Kurt Angle did. And they take this talented dude and they make him into Shorty G. Because that's the point. He's short. He's a short dude. They turned him from Shorty Gable to Shorty G, looking like a person who's part of the Harlem Globetrotters. Sorry, that's a mouthful to say. They turned him into a basketball-looking wrestler. He wears a basketball jersey, basketball shorts, and it's like, what the fuck is the point? What are you doing? It's like, I understand WWE's trying to go back to the Attitude Era by creating Attitude Era names. Like, they came up with Grandmaster Sexy, Scotty Too Hottie, Shaggy Too Dope. And you're just sitting there going like, ugh. Now Shorty G. I'm sitting there going like, this is such cringe. I'm not even watching a bad YouTube video. I'm not watching this certain YouTuber who comes up with clickbait titles and the videos suck. This is just bad. Now recently, WWE was in the Show Me State. They were having their Monday Night Raw. They're performing in the Enterprise Stadium. Love you more. They're performing in the Enterprise Stadium, which was formerly known as the Scott Trade Center, where the Blues are Stanley Cup champions. And they're playing tonight, by the way. How in the hell are they able to say, like, we have the hottest program on TV on cable? We have sports entertainment. And yet you have a wrestler named Shorty G, who's not a rapper, who's not busting rhymes and doing breakdancing and or whatever the hell rappers do. He is the whitest dude on the planet, and he looks like Dean Cain from Superman, the New Adventures of Superman TV show. And you have him wearing a basketball jersey, basketball shorts, with bold letters that says Shorty G on it. You are not sports. You're not even entertainment. Like, that is not entertaining. Alright. I mean, I would get it if he's, like, trying to be a rapper and he's, like, the worst rapper. He's, like, Malibu's most wanted. Bad of rapping. I would understand that. You come up with that stupid-ass gimmick. But you came up with this gimmick based on this dude's height. Based on his height. It is utterly stupid. Now, Chad Gable is 5'8". He's 5'8", basically a normal height to some people. And this guy has a lot of talent. He was an amateur wrestler. He was an amateur wrestler competing in the 2012 Summer Olympics. And he ends up signing with WWE. I mean, he didn't go in the Olympics and win the Olympics with a broken freaking neck like Kurt Angle. Which I don't know how the hell did he win the Olympic gold medal with the broken neck. I guess adrenaline, a lot of painkillers. You take this guy who had to go in a tag team, and you throw him into a singles competition where he finally gets into it, and you're like, nope, Shorty G. It just bugs me. It just bugs me a lot, so. Anyway, I just had to do this rant about WWE and shit, so. Anyway, I talked about this product. I was going to buy this amazing new product. And I bought this cool, kick-ass cell phone case. It's a traveling case you can put your cell phone cords in. It's Batman, by the way, for those who don't know. I am a diehard Batman fan. And I ended up buying this cool cell phone case, traveling case, where you can put your cell phone cords, your headphones, your charger plug-in. It actually fits my not my pocket charger. It fits my portable charger, which I could take anywhere with me. And the amazing thing about it is, I got it on Amazon. I got it for $20. They got several different designs. They have Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. They have Superman. They have Captain America. They have Spider-Man. They have many other great things. And I really like it because, it was a DIY kit. It was like do it yourself, where you had to put like the layer protection thing on your cell phone cord, your charging cord, and it was really easy. It was simple, easy. It was actually relaxing to do it because you're just. It was simple and easy to put it on. And it comes with like little cartoon figures to put at the end of your cords, protect, it's a decoration thing, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I really like it. I can't wait to take it with me because I always put it in my backpack. I always put, a charger, battery, and I hear my cat in a litter box. And I take a cell phone. I take my stuff with me, and it's amazing just to put it in this case. You can put it in your backpack. I carry my backpack with me anywhere I go. It's like a survival kit thing. I don't know. So, I take it with me. It's really great. I really like it. It's real simple and easy. I like the design of it. It has the bat symbol. It has a Batman mask. Lightning, thunderstorm emoji. So I really like it. It's really cool. $20 on Amazon. So check it out. So anyway, they announced recently on the CW that the works of a Superman and Lois TV show is in the works. And rumors of the Supergirl TV show possibly being canceled. And also, one rumor on Radar Online, which kind of makes me fucking laugh, by the way. So, I had to laugh at this. It's revealed on Radar Online, Robert Pattinson's girlfriend, Suki, is jealous over his Batman co-star Zoe Kravitz. This kind of makes me laugh. And it's kind of dumb. It's very funny, by the way. The article is the model Waterhouse isn't feeling confident about her relationship with the actor due to him and Zoe Kravitz working together in rehearsal of The Batman. It just kind of made me laugh. I don't know why. I love these stupid ass rumors. Things. It kind of makes me laugh. So anyway, they were talking about the Superman and Lois show, which kind of got my attention about it. Do I think that the show will work? I think so. I think it can work. The reason why that they're talking about the show is that Supergirl and Batwoman are not drawing enough ratings to keep people invested, keep their attention into the show. I think, I'm reading some movie news article stuff, so while talking about this. So, which I said, I talked about the Batwoman show, how a lot of people aren't really getting involved into the show. I think that the show is in a, first off, in a bad time and date where they air the episodes and stuff. I mean, you're competing against football. You're competing against the NFL. Mind you, I don't watch football. I don't have a football team to root for, so I don't really watch football. I basically don't watch anything on Sundays. I'll take it back. I watch some It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia and King of the Hill on Hulu. But when you look at the shows that they air on Sundays, there really isn't anything to watch. Now, Batwoman isn't really exciting to watch at all. I watched the first episode and I thought, like, this is stupid. And the idea of them doing a Superman Lois TV show kind of sounds more like Lois and Clark: New Adventures of Superman, in my opinion. Now, do I think... Would I watch the show with Tyler Hoechlin, I think is his name? Hoechlin or Hoechlin, I forget his name. As Superman? No. He doesn't. He looks more like Superman anorexic, if you ask me. I'm not being. I know I sound like a jerk saying that, but you know, the thing is, you know, it would be interesting. I mean, I feel bad for the actress who plays Supergirl. I really do. I feel bad for her. It's not her fault the show sucks. It's not her fault that the writers have to give this SJW brown-nosing in every episode. I mean, if you're at the point of, like, you're doing a show, and all of a sudden they have to bring in this stupid-ass political message, you're going to be like, you know, enough with this shit. Can we just do a show that's basically a comic book? Can we have fun? Does it have to be about white people are bad, men are bad agenda? It's really annoying. As a white guy, it's annoying. Like, I don't want to sit through a show where it's like the white man's a bad guy. He's a white straight man, he's a bad dude. It's enough. Enough with it. It's annoying. I mean, if I want to hear about that, I would read a damn Marvel book. Or a Brian Michael Bendis book. Because he sucks as a writer. So, for me, it's just annoying. Batwoman. They basically did a moment where she just says Bruce Wayne is no longer needed. And, like, they had to do, like, this one stupid thing where it's like, they basically ruin Tommy Elliott. They make him this billionaire Trump-like person who is richer than Bruce Wayne and knows Bruce Wayne's Batman because Edward Nygma told him. That is the stupidest moment and TV and comic books. Now, mind you, I live in America, and I'd be honest with you, I'm kind of tired of hearing about Trump. I'm tired of the news. I'm tired of radio. I'm tired of social media. That's why I quit Facebook. And that's why I sort of quit Twitter. I haven't uploaded the new episodes yet on Twitter. I will after this show's over. And I am tired of hearing about politics. Politics is annoying. Politicians are a lot like prostitutes. They'll do anything for money. They'll suck someone's dick for money just to get elected into office. I am tired of politics. I am tired of it. People are tired of it. They are tired of entertainers talk about politics. That's why a lot of people go to shows to watch TV shows, because they want to get away from everything. They're tired of their whole world sinking into them. Sinking into their television, their media. They just want to be left alone. And I want to watch a show that doesn't even have to bring up politics. I just want to escape into something, get away from what's going on out there. Because I know what's going on out there. I'm out there half the time. I just want my little time to myself to get away from the world. So I'm tired of tuning in, on Supergirl, Batwoman, and they had to bring up this politics or sexism or misogyny. It's annoying. People are tired of being annoyed with everything. I mean, shit, I work with female workers who make more money than I do. Do you see me complain? No. I just have to put my boots in the ground and work harder to make money. That's life. So, do I want to see a Superman Lois TV show? Yeah, I do want to see it. Do I think it's going to be good as the Lois and Clark TV show? No. I mean, it'd be interesting. I mean, special effects and CGI are different today than compared to back then. I mean, Dean Cain had to wear wires and harness to fly, and including be in front of a green screen to do it. I mean, it'd be probably much easier for Hoechlin, is his name, I guess. I don't know. So, what up, Stitch? Anyway. This one kind of interests me. This one's very interesting. So, I want to talk about this one. The Joker movie is actually going to make more money. It's going to profit more money than the Avengers Endgame. For those who don't know. Do I think that we will see a Joker sequel? I think so. I think it'll be interesting to see a Joker sequel. And this one kind of falls into the Jared Leto thing. Our old friend Jared is not coming back to do the Joker films. I think he's done with it. I think that all these reports coming out, all these articles, all these news things is not helping him. I mean, hearing the story of him wanting to cancel the Joker film, wanting it to be dead, because Walter Hamada, I think is his name, came in after taking over the regime of Jeff Johns and I forget the other guy, and putting an end to Jared Leto's Joker. Now, Jared Leto didn't help himself. He really didn't. His whole method acting is far different than what you hear about Heath Ledger, Christian Bale, Gary Oldman. A lot of these great actors like Daniel Day-Lewis and stuff. Leto did a lot of disgusting things on set of Suicide Squad, sending used condoms, dead pigs, sending bullets to Will Smith, who played Deadshot. He did a lot of nasty things. And when you hear those things, it's like if someone normal, say you and I, did this, we would be in a lot of trouble at a work environment if we did this. And recently, of course, now they announced the cancellation of Game of Thrones prequel called The Long Night, which kind of sucks. Superman and Lois Lane in the works now. Sorry, I'm just reading some article things that pop up on my computer. So, Leto didn't really help himself. He didn't really help himself on what he was doing. Going to agents saying you need to cancel this film, then going to a record executive that he's friends with to use his power to cancel the film. Leto, I think at that time, couldn't face the facts that he did a terrible job with this film and My Cat's Attacking the Wires. And, I mean, here's the thing. Like, he came into playing the Joker after Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger, of course, is by far one of the great actors that took the role and made it special. And Joaquin Phoenix did the same thing. And my cat's biting my arm, so will you stop biting me? And Joaquin Phoenix did an amazing job with Joker. From the trailers, it looks so dark, gritty, realistic. He basically picked up what Heath Ledger did and continued on with it. Leto, I don't know what Leto was thinking when he decided to take on the role of Joker. He decided to do this gangster, or make a gangsta film, which is definitely not Joker unless you're Jack Nicholson, and Jack Nicholson did a perfect job with it. I look at this whole film of Suicide Squad, and I watched it, on the live podcast show last time. You can look it up in the episodes. I sound more lively then. I'm sort of upbeat, but I'm kind of, cross between sick because my throat is scratchy and I took allergy meds, so I'm kind of sounding kind of out of it, but I'm here, so, and it started raining outside, so it's raining outside, so anyway, I talked about it. I talked about how bad his performance is, and I do believe the rumor that they cut a lot of his film. I know a lot of people said Ayer did it, but I believe more that Warner Brothers did it. I think Warner Brothers saw the film, saw his performance, and they're like, we need to do something. And I think they cut his role down to basically a cameo. I don't think they wanted to fix what they had. Because the original plans for Joker and the DCEU before Snyder got ousted, Jeff Johns tried to salvage what he had left, and he ended up greenlighting Aquaman, Wonder Woman 84, and Shazam. Then he went out the door. They tried to salvage what they had. So, originally in the plans, Joker, played by Leto at the time, was basically going to be DC's answer to Loki. He was going to be this villain popping up everywhere. And it just didn't work. It didn't click. And Joker is a great character. You just have to have the right person to handle it. And it's almost hard to find the right person, the right actor to take on this role. And I know there's going to be a lot of people like, well, you can put this person in there, you can put that person in there. But it has to be universally agreed upon that this guy could be a good actor as the Joker. I know there's some people who want a female Joker, which would be stupid, in my opinion. But I think the actor who could play Joker could be the guy who played Pennywise in It. I think he'd be great as the Joker. But the question is, could he does he want to play a clown again? Because he played Pennywise and did 2 films. I have not seen the It Chapter 2. I seen the first It film, and it wasn't bad. It was actually really good. I still prefer the Tim Curry version, in my opinion. But, you know. So, do I think he could play Pennywise again? What's his name? I forget his name. I just know him as the Pennywise dude, so... Bill Skarsgård is his name? Yeah. I think he could play Pennywise. I know he was in Castle Rock, which I heard it's actually a good show, by the way. So anyway, yeah, I think he'd be great, in my opinion, as Pennywise. And I know a lot of people are like, what about Joaquin Phoenix as, Joker? I think they will do a Joker sequel. I mean, they kind of have to. I mean, I would love to see them do a Joker film. I don't want to see it like rushed to be made and rushed out. Then it doesn't hold up. I would love to see the sequel with like Harvey Dent as Two-Face, who's Two-Face, and he is teaming up with other mob bosses or wealthy people that have beef with the Joker, and they go to a war with Joker. I think it'd be great film, in my opinion. I think it'd be a great story, interesting story, because it could sort of dive into the Harvey Dent side and try to figure out how he became Two-Face. But, one film that's sort of like Joker I would love to see is Mr. Freeze. I would love to see a Mr. Freeze film. Have a really good established actor like Ben Kingsley as Victor Freeze. And, hold on. Have a Mr. Freeze story where it sort of tells his origin from his childhood to adult. And have Ferris Boyle played by, Paul Giamatti. Because why not? Why not have Paul Giamatti in it? And you basically have this story of Victor going up against Ferris Boyle, who, in the story, kidnaps Nora after him and his goons break into Victor's lab, and some accident, which isn't an accident, happens, and Victor becomes Mr. Freeze, and he is like left for dead, and then he ends up, breaking into labs, which is revealed to be like Star Labs or Wayne Tech, to create this technology, this suit, and this freeze gun, and go out and revenge on, Ferris Boyle and everyone around him. It'd be a great movie. It'd be like a great revenge film. It'd be like this classic revenge film set in a DC world. It'd be a great comic book film, in my opinion. And I always wanted to see a Mr. Freeze film. Like, I know there's some people who thinks I'm a defender of the Batman and Robin films because I like the soundtrack. I will tell you this, they ruined Mr. Freeze. I mean, the best thing we ever got out of Mr. Freeze is the Mr. Freeze roller coaster ride. That's like the only thing that's really good that we got out of it. But, damn, I would love to see a Mr. Freeze film, in my opinion. You get Ben Kingsley as Victor Freeze, Paul Giamatti as Ferris Boyle. Hell, even have Bruce Wayne appear in it. Have have Christian Bale come back and play Bruce Wayne. Doesn't even have to be a tie into the Nolan films. It'd just be like a regular, one-off movie like The Joker, even though they're going to do a sequel. But it'd be a great film. It'd be great for them to sort of like tie it into the Joker universe. Like, have Joaquin Phoenix make a cameo as the Joker. Freeze is like sent to Arkham, and you have Joker who's like in his cell, doing his dance thing. And I don't know, it'd just be something crazy. But yeah, it'd be something interesting in my opinion. It'd be a great film. So I want to talk about one thing that I saw today. I went to the store. And I went to like Wally World. I had to go to Walmart, Wally World, to pick up cat food for the cats and stuff. Because I was running low and I didn't want the cats outside thinking I forgot about them. So they changed the ATM up there. They changed my bank is attached to the Wally World and stuff. So I went to the outdoor ATM. They changed it. They changed everything about it, which annoyed me. So I had to figure that out. I felt like a fool. Had to figure out things. So anyway, I walked past the DC Comics Giants books. I grabbed the Teen Titans Go one, which I actually grabbed it I think about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So I grabbed Teen Titans Go number 1. And I grabbed the Teen Titans Go Giant. They had like other different new giant DC books. Yeah. And with the new giant book, I really like Teen Titans Go. I there's like one funny moment where the Titans go to mini golf. It's like Riddler's mini golf, and they cause so much havoc that Riddler kicks them out and bans them from his mini golf, which I really love it. I thought that was funny, entertaining. I couldn't believe they canceled Teen Titans Go comics. DC did. And it really aggravated me, because it's like, they're always talking about, we want kids to read. It's like, kids like Teen Titans Go, and you're canceling it. They even canceled the Scooby-Doo Team Up book, which pissed me off, because I really loved it. I thought it was really fun seeing Scooby-Doo team up with... He teamed up from Teen Titans Go to teaming up with Batman, I think 2 or 3 times. Then he teamed up with Bat-Hound, and it was really good. It was really good, entertaining books. I really love them because it's different, it's fun. And it got to the point, like, one thing I noticed is, like, they made the paper in the book cheap. They made it the same way that Archie Comics makes their paper, their comics, paper. Very thin, like, easy to tear. And it always bugs me when they do that, because it's like, you want to read it quickly, not tear a page, and put it back in the bag and board, and not touch it. So, it bugged me when they do that. Like, it bugged me a lot. And they end up canceling it, which annoyed me. It's like, why would you cancel something that it's really good and fun and entertaining? Like, I really liked it. I really enjoyed the Teen Titans Go, and I would love to see them do a second book, another second giant comic. But I doubt that they will, because I feel like they're doing the Marvel route. It's like they're putting it #1 out, then they're, doing it again. Tried to, like, see how much money I could take out of this pigeon. And they redid the whole Batman giant. Like, I would say this, I talked about it before. And I talked about, it was funny that my dad laughed. He laughed at me because it was like, I kind of went on this rant about how annoying I find it. I think that's why he likes going to half-price books with me, because I will talk about random things and just kind of vent about it. Not vent, but kind of do a mini rant. Because I will do that. Anytime I'm in a comic book store, I will mumble to myself. Not mumble, but mutter to myself how annoying I find it. So, I looked at this Batman, the new Batman Giant #1. And I went through the pages. I just kind of looked to see, like, what stories they have. They have one fucking Batman story. Not even a good one. One Batman story. Then it has Nightwing. Then it has Harley Quinn. Then it has Batgirl. Then it has Batwoman. And that's it. Not even more than one fucking Batman story. Just one Batman story. Not even a good one. Not even a memorable one. You know why a lot of people loved the new Batman Giant books when they first appeared? It was because they had the classic Batman Hush story. And it's like, if you want to get people into comics, that is the story you have to get people into comics. And it's like, now you're starting fresh with the new #1, and you don't even put in a good Batman story. You put in one from a New 52. Not even a good one. Not even the Court of Owls. Not the Court of Owls. Just, we're going to put this one in there. And it's one with him and Zatanna, which I find annoying. I mean, I have nothing against Zatanna. I just don't really... I like Zatanna from Justice League Unlimited. That's the Zatanna I like. So, they put in that story. It's like if you are going to start a new Batman Giant, you should have went with like, alright, what story should we get? Fuck it, let's get Dark Knight Returns and just throw that book in there. They could have done that, but they didn't. So they had Aquaman. I just looked at it, I was like, oh. Then they had like Swamp Thing. Like, I was hoping that they would have like a Halloween special, because they had one before. They always do like the Halloween special books, like a giant Halloween special. And they did like they did a Christmas one, which it was okay. But I was hoping they were like, oh man, they're gonna get a Halloween one. I cannot wait. I hope they do like new original stories. Nope. They had ghosts. And it was like the same used story that they did in the last Halloween special. Like, one thing I wish they would do. One thing that I wish they would do was just do a new original story. You got a new book, do a new original stories. Like, I would love to see like 5 original new DC horror stories with your favorite DC characters: Batman, Catwoman, Superman, Wonder Woman. Not really. Zatanna, Deadman, something. Or the Flash. Something. But no. They don't. And it bugs the shit out of me. It's like you have a good amount of characters. You could do a new amount of stories and a new giant book. 100-page book. But you don't do it. Instead, you put out villains, which I bought, which was like a waste of money. I'm sorry, I do not want to read a Poison Ivy book. I don't give a shit about Poison Ivy. And I don't give a shit about Deathstroke. If it's Deathstroke against the Titans, I will read it. I don't give a shit about the Joker. I'm sorry. They put out these villains books, and I bought it, and I was just like, oh, this is going to be interesting. And I was just like, that is a waste of $5 I just spent. They're $4.99, but they're $5 plus tax. So, I was just so irritatedly annoyed about it. And I end up finding Titans. I really enjoy Titans. They got the DC Superhero Girls book, which I thought, hey, that's pretty cool. I don't know if any soccer mom's going to buy their kid a book, but that'd be good. You know, good for them. An Aquaman. I don't know who's going to buy it. I hope someone buys it. Because I hate to see a comic on the shelf that's just sitting there collecting dust. But, you know, someone's going to buy it. And, you know, they had the Flash books, and the Flash books aren't bad. Like, I'll admit, like, the best thing that they did with the first Batman Giant books was they had one original news story, and they did the same thing with Superman. I think they did the same thing with Wonder Woman. But I think they're doing it with the Flash. I don't know. If they're not, then it's dumb on them, because the Flash is a good character. But the new Batman Giant, #1, and the cover's really cool. I gotta find who did the cover of it. Let me find it. I think it's from like Detective Comics. I forget who did it. But anyway. I think it's part of like the New 52 or something. But anyway. It's really that iconic cover where it's like, you know, you see Batman, you see the cave, and you see the white eyes, and you know, it's in Gotham, it's gothic a bit. But it bugged it still just bugged the shit out of me how they took a Batman Giant and they only put like one book. Not one book, but one story. And one Batman story, and most of it's like the sidekicks and the annoying overrated character now. It aggravated me to the point where I was just like, I am not buying this. I am not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy this Batman book if you're just going to give me one Batman story. Because it's pointless. It shouldn't be called a Batman book. It should be called basically Batman and Friends. That's what it should be called. If you want to do a Harley Quinn story, then do a fucking Harley Quinn Giant book and get it done and over with. Stop incorporating this character into a Batman book just to annoy somebody. I haven't even seen them do Catwoman since Hush. And it's like, well, you know, if you're going to put somebody in the Batman book, you might as well put Catwoman in it. If you want Harley Quinn, do a Harley Quinn Giant book. Nobody really cares about Harley Quinn. So, that's the thing that bugged me about the Giant books. And, you know, I'm happy that they make them. I'm happy that they put them out there. I wish they would have, you know, more variety to it. So, anyway. Tom King talks about Batman. And he talks about Strange Adventures. So, I gotta wait till the Newsarama. They're very slow. So, anyway. Tom King promises tears with his Batman finale. Tom King announced he's finished up his run on Batman, preparing for his next story, Batman and Catwoman. And Strange Adventures outside of comics. King's been working on the New Gods film and his own new original TV series. I don't know what it is, but I probably ain't going to watch it, but alright. So, Alright, Tom King said, it's been a joy. Oh, he's talking about the New Gods. I'm trying to get to the one where he talks about Batman. Batman. The person asked him, you're wrapping up your Batman run. Do you believe that Batman and Catwoman should be married? Tom King goes, you stumped me with that question. I have known married couples that are not in love with each other, but I know people who are in love with each other and not been married. I think Batman and Catwoman should love each other for the rest of their lives. I agree with that statement of that they should be in love with each other for the rest of their lives. I think they should be married. You mentioned briefly before that you let me ask squarely about why did you switch from Batman to Batman and Catwoman? He wrote, King responded, we wrapped up City of Bane, we wrapped up the bad guy part. Someone was tearing down Batman and bringing them back up. But if you see the latest issue of Batman and Catwoman are in a healthier space right now. They have acknowledged who they are and that what they've lost and what they've risked, and then they now come back together. The final arc of this always been planned about that the relationship is and what it could possibly mean to them. And by doing it in its own book, and the way I've done Vision, by the way, his Vision got married and had kids and stuff, yada yada yada. And what I've done with Mr. Miracle, the way I've done the Sheriff of Babylon, never read that book, by the way. It's going to give more space to do something super special, and this has to be meaningful as those books. To make not another Batman issue, even though I love writing Batman issues. Sorry, not that I could. But I want to do something like The Dark Knight Returns, where you take a step back from the universe in order to give the universe more power. Those are the comics, and my cat just knocked over something. Those are the comics like Long Halloween that both define and redefine the character for a generation. And that's our ambition. I don't know. Do you need help up there, Lola? And I just seen you slide across the wall. Sorry. I was watching my cat. Redefine the character for the generations, and that's our ambition. I don't know if we're going to do it. But I think we can do it with what we have. Would you want to work on a Batman supporting character book, especially the female-led characters like Batwoman and Batgirl? Why do you ask me that question? King responded, yeah, it's funny. I mean, Batman and Catwoman's very Catwoman-driven as I'm writing. I'm surprised how much of Catwoman book it is. I've written enough about the middle-aged white guys feeling anxious. I'm ready to move on with something different. Then he talks about strange adventures and... Oh, he also answers this question. Since Catwoman played a heavy role in Batman and Big Barda and Mr. Miracle, do you have... Oh, it's about the female characters for strange adventures. I don't know what to think of what his answers are. Usually with Tom King, he answers something, you have to take a minute before you respond and you have a headache afterwards. I've talked a lot about Tom King and kind of critiqued his work and given my opinions and stuff of it. I gonna be wrapping up the podcast because this allergy med, I swear, and stuff. Anyway, when I critiqued his books, I talked about like the Nightmare Story not being my favorite story. It was in fact a story that I don't know what he was thinking when he was writing it. I really don't. But the thing that I want from a Tom King Batman story, from Batman and Catwoman, is a good, happy ending for the characters. I want them to end the book. I want them to end the story of Batman and Catwoman on a high, positive note. I don't want it to end on a shitty, disappointing note. Because I want to see, like I said in yesterday's podcast, like how happy and excited I was when I was reading the Batman Earth 2 books, where you got to see Batman and Catwoman married. They have Helena. And, what a good, joyful, exciting book it was. Paul Levis wrote a really good story. And I look at this story, and I know Tom King can write a good, upbeat, positive story like Stan Lee, but he tries to be like Alan Moore, and he really shouldn't try to be Alan Moore. He should just be himself and just write the way he wants to write. And I really want Helena and Helena Wayne in the main universe. I want Batman and Catwoman to have another layer to their identity, their character. I want to see more layers to them. I want to see them evolve. I want to see them, evolve as characters. I mean, I would rather see the Earth 2 universe. I'd rather read that one than the current universe, in my opinion. I love the Golden Age Earth 2 universe of Batman and Catwoman and stuff. Because it was exciting. It was exciting story. Exciting adventures. Very positive. Each issue wraps up in a bow with a happy ending, like a Adam West TV show. Then they start a new adventure in the next issue, and I really like that. I really do. I don't want to see them go back to the way that they did with New 52, where they almost like they didn't exist in the same world. Like they didn't like being around each other. Like they were toxic to each other. Like I found that sad and annoying and depressing. When I look at the, Batman like Brave and the Bold, or the classic Batman, the animated series, or the 60s Batman, I really want that version of Batman and Catwoman. And my cat's attacking the wires. And when I look at that, I really like those stories. And I really want to see that. Yeah, I think the same. I mean, you could still have your dark version of Batman. But for me, I'd rather see a new version of... I wouldn't say a new version, but I'd rather see a version of Batman where he evolved. Him and Catwoman evolved. Like Lois and Clark did in the beginning of Rebirth, before Bendis came along and decided to make it a soap opera. I want to see that. I want to see Damian Wayne evolve. I want to see him mature. I want to see him grow. It's kind of that way with Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon. Like, they always keep taking steps back instead of taking steps forward. I want to see them the same age. I mean, one thing I wish they would have done, and I talked about it before, I think, on this podcast. Batman, the wedding issue. I wouldn't have been mad if they just ended it with Bruce and Selina going like, we should take, wait a bit. Then all of a sudden, like, they look at Dick Grayson, Barbara Gordon, and they get married. I wouldn't mind if they did the switch where instead it's Dick Grayson, Barbara Gordon evolving. Then we see Bruce and Selina evolve. But they didn't. Instead, it just ended with like everyone being pissed and annoyed and aggravated. And it wasn't really Tom King's fault. And I will defend Tom King on the wedding issue book. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault at all. It was really DC's fault because they gave this false advertisement of like, this is what you're going to get. But instead, you got punched in the gut. That's what happened. And they kind of screwed Tom King and just threw him under the bus. And everyone got mad at him. It wasn't his fault. It was really DC's fault. Their advertisement. And them going to Time Magazine, who ended up spoiling the story a day before it came out. So, I remember I got so mad about that book. I got so mad when I bought that book. I was like upset and annoyed and angry about it. Like it was like the first time I had like my high expectations and excitement for something and it flatlined. So, hopefully they will give it the right ending. That's what everyone wants, is a happy ending and a fresh start to something new. That's what the stories are about. And that's what I really like to see. I would love to see the Bat family evolve. It's kind of like one of those things. I don't know if anybody's ever seen those memes. The meme where you see a character and it goes, update, perfect, and it updates again and it's like, fuck, go back. It's kind of like that way with Red Hood. I seen the new mask that they gave him, where it basically covers his mouth and his eyes and you see his hair and his forehead and stuff. Like, I hate that mask. I looked at it, I was just like, who approved it? Who gave the thumbs up? You're like, that's a good one. I seen it. It was so bad. I was just like, somewhere Joker's like, I could hit him with a crowbar. So, I seen that. It was just like really, really bad. And I hope that DC will somehow, some way, go like, you know what, we need to fix that. What should we do? I don't know. Just put him back in the helmet. So, anyway, I'm gonna wrap up the show. I will do tomorrow's episode. I don't know what it would be about. My cat is aggravating me, so I guess that means she's hungry and wants food. So, anyway, tomorrow's episode will be about cryptic creatures such as a Bigfoot, a Yeti, not the Yeti that attacked Hulk Hogan at Halloween Havoc, which created the most cringy moment in WCW history. But we will talk about Sasquatches and UFOs, alien abductions. I found this cool site called paranormalandmonsters.com. It's a really cool site. It talks about all these crazy things. So we will talk about that on tomorrow's podcast episode. So, anyway, I will be hopping off to feed Lola. She just did her Batman thing where she stands behind me and she disappears once I turn around and look. So, I will see you tomorrow on the show. So, anyway, good night, everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Bye. And Halloween is near, so trick or treat. Bye.